Imagine you have a smartphone that you've loved for years. It makes calls, sends texts, and does exactly what you need it to do. But recently, when you try to open heavy new apps, the screen freezes. The phone hasn't broken. The world around it just got faster. Right now, Malaysia's economy is experiencing that exact same kind of lag. For decades, this economic operating system worked beautifully. Malaysia built incredible wealth by exporting traditional goods. We pumped natural gas, assembled basic electronics, and, as you can see in this vast landscape, produced record-breaking millions of tons of raw palm oil. Today, global buyers are seeking the complex architecture behind artificial intelligence, the ultra-sophisticated microchips that run it, and the massive networks of renewable energy needed to power the whole thing. Our older system is straining to keep up, so the country has hit update. Malaysia is currently downloading a massive, interconnected set of master plans designed to transition the entire economy from a traditional factory floor into a high-value, tech-driven powerhouse. System updates can be stressful. If the installation fails, the economy gets stuck in a loop of slow growth. But if this massive upgrade installs correctly, it is the clearest path for Malaysia to finally achieve high-income nation status. Let's look at the first step of this upgrade, swapping out the processor. Through an initiative called the New Industrial Master Plan 2030, Malaysia is physically upgrading its technological hardware. Take a look at this assembly line. Historically, Malaysia has dominated the back end of the semiconductor industry. This means other countries design the complex computer chips, and we test them and put them together. We are incredibly good at this, but the design work is where the biggest profits are. This chart shows the production chain of a microchip. The national semiconductor strategy is moving our work from those bottom-layer assembly jobs up to the top layer, creating the blueprints for these tiny electronic brains, also known as integrated circuits. We want to be the ones imagining and drawing the internal maps that make hardware think. And those newly designed chips need somewhere to live. That is why we are seeing a massive boom in huge data centers being built across Johor and Selangor. These giant server farms process the information that makes artificial intelligence work. By drawing the blueprints and hosting the server rooms where the actual processing happens, Malaysia captures the most valuable parts of the technological supply chain. Of course, a powerful new processor drains the battery quickly. To run these massive data centers, the country needs a modern, clean power source. This is guided by the National Energy Transition Roadmap. You cannot switch off the old power plants overnight. As a bridge, Malaysia is leaning on its vast reserves of natural gas, which burns much cleaner than coal, while using specialized tech that catches carbon emissions before they leave the chimney and stores them safely underground, like a giant air filter for our power plants. The ultimate target is to generate 70% of the nation's capacity from renewable sources by 2050. This means constructing huge facilities like the solar farm you see here, alongside new hydropower and bioenergy projects. This academic review highlights the hurdles we face. Building this green infrastructure requires an enormous amount of upfront money. Add in fluctuating currency exchange rates that make importing solar panels and equipment more expensive, and the financial pressure becomes intense. So why spend the money? Because we have to. The global tech giants building those valuable data centers have strict environmental rules. If a country cannot provide clean, renewable electricity to plug into, those companies will simply take their billions of dollars elsewhere. Even with the best hardware and a brand new battery, your phone will still crash if the software is full of bugs. That software is the government's economic policy, specifically the 12th Malaysia Plan's midterm review and the upcoming 13th Malaysia Plan. One of the biggest bugs in the old system was blanket subsidies, where the government paid a portion of the cost for everyone's petrol and electricity. By replacing those with targeted subsidies only for those who need them, the government is essentially clearing the cash and shifting that money toward actual growth. The billions saved are being poured directly back into the nation's core building blocks. It pays for essential public upgrades, like modernizing the electrical grid to handle those new solar farms, and expanding railway networks so people and goods can move efficiently. Then there is a major new feature for the user, the progressive wage model. Instead of relying heavily on cheap foreign labor to keep business costs down, this policy actively rewards companies that upskill local Malaysian workers and pay them higher salaries. When the operating system runs smoothly, the wealth generated by artificial intelligence and green energy doesn't just sit at the top. It flows directly into your pockets through better jobs and a higher standard of living. Pulling off this kind of system update while the device is still turned on is incredibly difficult. Right now, the steady income from exporting traditional commodities, like oil and palm oil, is what pays for this leap into the digital future. As we look toward 2026, the job market is actively shifting. We are seeing a surge in demand for civil engineers to build infrastructure, technicians to maintain green energy grids, and designers for digital services. The data shows the payoff starting to form. Private investments are pouring into high-tech sectors, households have more resilient spending power, and Malaysia is securing its spot as a top exporter of highly advanced goods. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can stay informed on the policies shaping your future. A major system update always comes with a few glitches, whether it's a cut to a subsidy or a slight bump in inflation. But pushing through that uncomfortable reboot process is the only way to guarantee a resilient, high-income future